sports is so much more than just sport. It's about life and it's about connection.
Right? We're tending to watch a little bit.
Bravo, there you go, good defense. Hey!
Gaining confidence, finding a passion, learning how to be a great teammate, learning how to fail and get up again.
Nice job, way to focus, good.
People do things when they know you believe in them. And those young ones, looking at them, just so excited about making their first basket. And then they're so competitive. It's such an important deal to be in a position to do that for someone.
Meeting the student athletes that are impacted every day through athletics is so important to me and so valuable. They need great role models, whether it's male or females, but I really want them to have female coaches, and that's something that's lacking right now.
Prior to Title IX, over 90% of all head coaches in women's sports were female nationwide, and today it's just about 43%.
I don't have necessarily all the answers in terms of why we are losing female coaches, or at least did for quite a long time. I think we lose track of what we need to do and what's right and what's wrong, and I think we're at a point now in today's society where we know that there's a problem, and we can use that data, we can use the knowledge what we know what's right and make changes.
So this decline narrative is very pervasive. What I'd like to do is shift the narrative and say it's stagnant. The decline happened years ago in the late 80s, early 90s. If you look at the data now, we haven't gone up or down in any statistically significant way for 10 to 15 years. So right now we've done a good job of sort of putting our thumb in the dam, but now we really need to turn up the flame and see what strategies are really going to increase the percentage of women coaches.
All right, ladies.
Everybody listen up.
How many of you guys tried the visualization thing the other day?
I did.
Ah, okay, a couple of you guys, okay. Let's just do that, okay? All right, take a deep breath in. I want you to visualize right now the game that you want to have, your best game that you can imagine yourselves having. You see yourself making shots, you see yourself making good passes, cheering your team on, you see yourself with tons of energy.
For all the visible pioneers in coaching that we see in the media, there are hundreds of other women pioneers that we don't hear about, which is really sad because these are amazing women that have paved the pathway for their next generations to pursue this wonderful profession. And I think what all these women have in common is that they are highly successful. They're successful not only on the court or on the field, but they want their athletes to succeed outside the sporting arena and be good people and contribute to society in a meaningful way. That's really what this is about.
Actually, I saw some guys practicing outside my backyard. We happened to have a basketball hoop at the house that we moved to, and I was watching out the window and I thought, God, that's really cool, that's really neat. But I would stare out the window and just watch them play, and I just thought it was the neatest thing. I ended up playing high school basketball as an 8th grader, and I started varsity, and my team went to the state tournament. And I started falling in love with the game of basketball. Because we're women, it was not televised. I'd watch men's basketball, college, and the NBA. And then my junior year, I believe, there was the Final Four was here, and some girls had talked about going over to Williams Arena and watching, the teams play. I thought, I can do that. And that's really how I kind of started thinking that I actually can coach basketball.
Okay? First one is give you guys a breather, okay? You guys are working your tails off. The other thing is Serena or whoever's on this side over here, okay? We're gonna have, 43 is their shooter, okay? So we're gonna have you stay back a little bit and maybe not even trap on this side. They're not even really coming over here.
I actually played with the men's ball until my senior year in college. They transitioned to the women's ball, and I actually never played with the three-point line. Now that dates me a little bit, but when it was over, I was so empty. and it was it. There was no WNBA. I just felt lost. And then when the opportunity came to become a coach, Bree Finley brought me into the Blake School as an assistant, and I just kind of came into my own in terms of, I got into helping the kids understand him as a coach.